Hello Exiles, this is Fusion Gaming and welcome to my series of tips and tricks on how to get through the acts faster. Today we'll be exploring Act 3. Now if you have come here from a previous video from Act 1 or Act 2, then I appreciate your support and thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. There was no comments on my Act 2 video so far, so if there is any comments that get added in the future, like if I get to Act 7 and someone decides to throw a comment in, then I will more than happily go back and we will review it. But today we will be doing Act 3. Now, the first part of Act 3, so once you've defeated the Act 2 boss, you'll then come out at the City of Sarn, and the only thing you want to do in this area is literally just kill some black guards and speak to a lady in the village or in this area called Clarissa. Now, the easiest thing to do is head in a northwest direction, and you are looking for some black guards, which you will see in a second. Here we go, these guys here, these black with the shields, black guards. If you kill all of these, you will then have Clarissa will be stood here next to this pillar. Now, I can't see her because I've already done the quest, but she'll be stood here by this quest, and if you then speak to her, by this pillar, sorry, if you then speak to her, she will then open up the tasks for later on in the game. If you do not speak to her, it will stop you from progressing later on. Once you've spoke to her, go down these stairs and stick to the sea, hug the sea, and then you should then see the door on your map for the town Act 3. Now, once you get to town, what I would usually advise is that you don't run into town because there's nothing there, there's no quests or anything. Literally run straight into the slums. Okay? Then in here there is two areas or two zones that you are looking for. Now I have already pre-ran this level just so for speed, just so that we're not running around this zone for 20 minutes. Now the first zone that we are looking for is the sewers. Now what I would usually advise you to do is just kind of remember, take a bit of a sense check as to where this sewers is, okay, on the map, and just remember where it is because you are going to have to run back to it in about 5 minutes time. The other zone that we will be looking for is the Crematorium, which is here. Now, just to give you a bit of advice for this zone, for the slums, there is no real navigational help. It is quite a big zone. All I would usually advise you is try to get to the upper areas. So this bit is like on the rooftops. Once you get to these upper areas, usually you are then going the right way. And once it then goes down some stairs, you will then usually find the crematorium. Like I said, there is no real help. I have sometimes ran around that area for quite some time to find the next zone. Crematorium. There is a new waypoint. Pick it up. And in this zone, again, I have already revealed this area just for the purposes of this. There is a trial of ascendancy within this zone that you do need to complete for your ascendancy. And then after the trial's done, 9 times out of 10, the boss fight that is in this zone is usually in the top corner, top right corner, okay? Now the easiest way to see it is when I am transitioning between rooms here, can you see this like little gap between the rooms? And the way that that room is shaped as well is a bit funky. But the gap between this room and this room is quite small. The gap between this room and this room is quite small. But when I go in this one, that's perfectly straight and there's a massive gap between them. That is the boss room. That is how you can tell. So if you're ever in a room next door and you see this massive gap, you know you're next door to the room. So then you run in here. I've already killed Piety, but you would then have a boss fight in here to do. So you'd have to kill Piety. Tolman is in this chair. So you would then obviously activate the chair and it would then drop Tolman's bracelet. At this point, you can then use a portal scroll or exit to town, whichever way you want to do it. Exit to your character select, and you can then speak. You are then in the Act 3 town. You do need to come and speak to Clarissa, and she will then offer you some sewer keys. I'll give you one guess what they're for. And one thing is best to do as well is just have a quick chat to Hagen. He will give you the quest for the busts. Now, because there is no waypoint in the slums, you will then need to run all the way back along here to the slums. Now, if you are in a party of 2, it does sometimes help with that zone because the secondary person that you're with can put down a portal at this sewers doorway, and then you can then jump into that doorway. Because if you put a portal down yourself and then use a portal in the crematorium, it will then remove this portal. So this zone, I know, is sometimes faster with 2 people. Now, come to the sewers, use your key, and you will then open the sewers. Now, in the sewers, there is a very easy quest track that you have to do in here. So you have to pick up 3 busts. Now, on your playthrough, you will have exclamation marks on your map that will guide you to where they are. However, that is usually only to the first one, which I am trying to find as of right now, which is going to be in here. So you see this green thing that says stash, you would click on that and a bust would drop. Now the first one is easy, okay? It's within, I would say within about 15 seconds of you walking into the sewers. The second and the third one, there is a little trick and a little secret that I'm going to teach you on how to know where to know where the third one is. So first thing you want to do is you want to get the waypoint. This is vital, this waypoint. You do need to get it because you will need to come back at some point to destroy this passageway, which you cannot see at the moment because I've already destroyed it. Now, the key to the second one, and we're going to run this zone about 5 times to show you. If the room that the second one is in a closed off room, okay, what I mean by closed off, and I'm going to just open paint just to show you. So if the room is like, let's say the room and then that's your door, is like that with 3 walls and the bust is there, then the third bust is down. If the room is an open room, so let's say you walk in and there is only 1 wall and the rest of it is open, then the third bust is up. Okay? Now the way that I want you to remember this is like a shop. You would close down a shop and you would open up a shop. So if the room is closed off, then you would go down. If the room is open, then you would go up. Does that make sense? Now we're going to run this. So this is a closed room. So you would then go down. And watch, if we go down, it will be down here somewhere. I can't tell you whereabouts it will be, but it will be down here somewhere. So again, it's harder for me because I will not have the quest tracking. There we go, it's in here. I will not have the exclamation marks. Obviously, you will. So at this point, you will probably have an exclamation mark on your screen to guide you, whereas I don't. So I'm going to say that it's going to be all the way back here and it's going to be up to the right. So it's going to be down here instead. Yes, here it is. Now this, perfect example. This is an open room. This is an example of an open room. See how it's open here? And there's like a big open area. There's 2 walls here, but this is all open here. If the second bus looked like this, then you would go up for the third one. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to reset that because it's a very short zone, and obviously you can see what I mean. So we're going to literally reset that, and because it's like 3 seconds away, you'll be able to see. So there we go, like that. This is an open room. Can you see? So we've got two walls and the rest is all open. It's not in like an enclosed room. So this one will be up. This can save you quite a few minutes in terms of when you're navigating. Now when you're going up, I can always guarantee that when you see a branch off like this to the left, it will be in there, in this room here. Then at that point, you just carry on going north. So you obviously then go right and then go north. But we're going to go back, but just so that you can kind of see that was the open area, like that. And the closed area is like a little closed off room. with only a door entering it. So, like, hold on. Where the hell is the second one? I don't usually see it this far. Hold on. Is it in it? Yeah, it's in it. Now, you see this is closed. The only thing that's in this room is a doorway. There's a wall, and there's a little passageway here. But this is a closed off room. So this would then go down for the next one. Does that make sense? Because if it doesn't, let me know in the comments. It's always the same. So closed, down, open, up. It's the easiest way to remember it, and you will never go wrong, and you will not be navigating this area for 10 minutes trying to find them all. Then from here, once you've got the busts, all three of them, just head in a northwesterly direction or north direction, and you're looking for the next zone, which is called the marketplace. Now in the marketplace, I kind of like this zone, but I also hate it at the same time. I usually go straight up as soon as I start, and from here, I used to try and stay with the red tile. See these red tiles on the floor? And I'm gonna follow this red. And you're looking for pillars. There. See these like archways here? These like pillar archways? Once you get to this, you know you're going the right way. Now you're probably gonna say, well, what about this? Well, this is kind of ongoing. I'm talking about that's completely separate, that's connected to that wall, and when you go through, there's a bunch of statues. That is the right way you need to go. It's usually to the right, but it can be also north or to the left. But this is kind of your indicator. Once you do this, you run through the statues, you can get your waypoint at the top here, and then you on the right here, there is a zone that's called the Catacombs. In here is your next trial of ascendancy, which you will need to do for your ascendancy. Again, in here, I usually go to the right, and I usually find it. There we go. There's your trial. No, that's not your trial. That's a graffiti. You're always looking for a book. There it is. It's on the right over there. Here we go. So there's your trial. Once you've done your trial, depending on how fast your PC is, you can either portal scroll out and then waypoint back to the Battlefront that you was just at. So back to the marketplace, sorry, not Battlefront, back to the marketplace, because you've just picked up the waypoint, and then run to the left. Now, if you see the sea, you're going the wrong way. It's always the opposite way. You are looking now for a doorway that is usually set back in the wall, and the way I do this is I hug the far wall. I hug this back wall. Just hug it. And you will always get to the door. There you go. Battlefront. In this area, this is the Battlefront. Usually what I do is I go straight up through the middle till I get to some water. There's like a river that goes through here like this. Then I go left, and usually you get to the waypoint. Now, once you got the waypoint, keep on going left, and there is a quest item here that you do need to pick up. Well, you don't need to pick it up, but it helps you in terms of your build. The ribbon spool that this item will drop. When you hand that in to Dahlia later, she will then provide you with a series of amulets that you can then pick from. Some of them will have attributes, and sometimes some people at this point are struggling for attributes. So getting this quest item is quite helpful. Carrying on, once you've picked it up, go down the stairs and literally go in a straight line, and you will find the entrance to the docks. Now, a tip for this zone, and I would probably recommend it if you are underleveled. If you get to this point and you are slightly underleveled and you're slightly concerned, this zone is level 29. By this point, sometimes most people when they get to this zone are like 25, 26, so they're like 4 levels under. If you need to level up, do it in this zone because you will get some very quick levels because you will have a XP advantage because you are underleveled. So if you're going to do it in here. Okay? To navigate this zone, take your pick. I have ran this zone so many times, and there is no correlation. I've looked for markers. I've looked for whether these boxes of slates or bricks or anything can give an indicator. I've tried to follow the tram lines on the floor to see whether that would give an indicator. No, all wrong. There is nothing within this zone, unless it's very obscure, that provides you with any form of navigational help. However, you are then looking for this supply to container here, which I've just found. Inside, it will then give you some, I think it's thaumaturgical sulfite. Once you've got it, if you want to carry on farming, you can do, or take a waypoint and go back to the battlefront. I'm going to reset the zone just so that you can see. Once you go back to the waypoint, I want you to head directly north. So just head north. And you want to start going upstairs. So upstairs, upstairs, stairs. Follow the stairs. Till you get to this bit here. See how these are all paved? And you'll notice that there's a war going on between some curtains and some knights. At this point, just keep on running, and you should then see the door for the Solaris Temple Level 1, which, as you can spot here, and I'll move back. If you look where the waypoint was, let me just clear this map so you can see. If you look where the waypoint was, look, it's a straight line straight up. So if you just head straight due north, you will get to the door. Now, I ran this zone earlier, about 40 times before this video to try. I was testing out a theory which used to work, and it seems to have changed, which is very weird. So there's no navigational help within this zone until you get to the waypoint. Now, when you get to the waypoint, it's always north. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter whether this room switches sides. It's always north direction. Now, I'm going to reset this zone, and the way that I used to navigate this zone was via some teapots on the tray here. However, it didn't seem to work. I always found out that if I went north, I was always going the right direction. So, if in doubt, in this zone, once you get to the waypoint, just go north. Now, I'm just going to just double check this just to be sure. Yeah, there's your level 2. So then you go down to level 2. Now, a friend of mine once said, follow the carpet. But in following the carpet, what do you do when it splits? So, and when it goes to a dead end. So don't follow the carpet. It never seems to work. Look, and even here, look, you'll just be running around in circles. And then the carpet ends. So then what do you do? So you can follow it at some points, but then others, yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. And that's a Valside area, so that carpet's just left me all the way on a wild goose chase. Thank you. See what I mean? That's what happens when you follow the carpet. So don't follow the carpet. Now I'm going to say that it's going to go back all the way back to the beginning, isn't it? Yes, it is. Is it going to go left? It is going to go, yeah, it is. It's this way. Now, again, there's no navigational help for this zone. I've ran this area a few times, tried to pick out certain zones, certain areas, little things that might indicate the direction, and no, there isn't any. All I know is that when you get to this long straight here, this really, really, really long straight, you're going the right way because the waypoint is usually around the corner. Go and speak to Dahlia, who will be stood here. She will then give you a series of amulets to pick from, and she will give you some infernal talc, which you will then need. Just for reference as well, this door here for the Eternal Laboratory, if you want to go in here, at the top right over here, there is a crafting recipe. Some people don't know about it, but there is a crafting recipe in this room. Again, for speed, it's entirely up to you whether you want to go and get it or whether you want to go back and get it later on once you've done. Once you've got the infernal talc, you can then go back to the sewers, run straight through, burn away this entrance, this undying blockage, which is usually right here, run through, pick up the crafting recipe on your way, and then go to the Ebony Barracks. In the Ebony Barracks, there's only one direction that you need to go, and that is north. Okay, so we're going up. And you're literally going up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs. As Gollum says, up, up, up the stairs. Now, what I will advise you is when you get to the third set of stairs, be warned, this set of stairs here. There is a boss here that is particularly spicy at low levels, and if you are not prepared, you will die many, many times. But once you kill him, though, it does provide you with a bunch of skill gems. It is this guy here, General Gravicious. Once you kill him, trust me, I wish I could kill him that fast when I was leveling. But once you kill him, you can then pick up a bunch of skill gems that will then provide you with a little more help. So this is entirely your decision, but at that point, if you wanted to go back to town and go and get a skill gem, if you are level 28 or above, you should then be able to equip it. You will get a new series of skill gems. You'll get like Ball Lightning, you'll get Ray Spectre, you get Armageddon Brand, you get a bit of a damage spike after killing him. So it's a case of you can either do it there, you can either go back there, or you can run through the Lunaris Temple, which is obviously, as we just did, it's just straight north, straight through the Ebony Barracks. Once you run in here, again, it's straight north until you get to this room here. See this room where it looks like you're in a church with all these benches? The tip in this one, would you believe it, is actually follow the carpet. And you will get through the door, kill Cole, who's one of the bosses, follow the carpet here, and then you are looking for level 2. Now there is always a waypoint for just before level 2. Now if you want to go back to town at this point here, if you want to go back and pick up your skill gem and hand in your busts quest, and you will also get a series of curses from Maramosa, I think her name is. She is the lady that will give you the skill gems, and Maramosa will also give you a bunch of curses as well, like flammable, flammability, despair, stuff like that. Then once you come back, go downstairs to the Lunaris temple, level 2. Now this zone, there is 2 tricks that I'm going to teach you. The first one is that, first of all, you need to find the first set of stairs. Now, that is the pain in the ass. That is the pain in the ass. You do have to find the first set of stairs, which there is no directional help, but once you find it, there is a bit of directional help. I think it's here. There we go. So, what I want you to remember is whichever direction. So as you can see on my screen right here now, so let's just do a new one. The stairs are facing like that way. Yeah? Keep going in that direction. Usually, and again, GGG loves to prove me wrong, usually the second set of stairs will be further up in that direction, and the third set of stairs will be in that direction. Now, I have had it occasionally. Look, see? Second set of stairs. So, tick, tick. I usually just go in a straight line. And if I get it to a dead end, I then venture off, go right. And would you look at that? There's your third one, following the same path. Tick. So you see what I mean? Look, up, up, up. All the same. The third, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, there is always 3 sets of stairs. When you get to the third set of stairs, you will notice these massive caravans here. These like old-fashioned, like Western caravan trailers. Okay? On one side there is 1, and one side there is 2. You always go in the direction that there is 1. Okay? The direction of 2 is always a dead end. Okay? Now, I appreciate that that is only going to save you maybe 5 or 6, 7 seconds, but when you're wanting to try and make a speed run faster, even vital seconds will help you. So, first, only one caravan, go left. If the one caravan is on the right, go right. Now, in this next area over here, it is a case of, it kind of follows the same premise of the stairs. So again, you see the door is facing like that way, and we've came to it from this direction. 9 times out of 10, the next door will be exactly the same. So if I just go in a straight line, look at that. Exactly the same. So tick and tick. There is only 2 doors. Once you get to this next area, there is usually then a smaller door. Just follow the blood. And then the third one is this room. Just go around and up the stairs, or if you've got a travel skill, you can go from that red carpet here to here. Saves you a couple seconds running round. Run to the top of the stairs, go through the portal, and then go and kill Piety. If you are fast enough, you can get the crafting recipe over here before she spawns. Then kill Piety, and she will then drop the tower key. Once you've got the tower key, use a portal scroll, go back to town. If you go and speak to Grigor, I think his name is, he's over in the far left corner over here. He will give you a skill point. Then from this point, you want to then go back to the Ebony Barracks. Now, depending on how fast you did all of that, the zone might still be explored like this. Now, what I want you to do is go northerly, but when you get to the first set of stairs, stop and go east. And you're looking for this door here. Don't go up that first set of stairs. You're looking for the Imperial Gardens. It's always before the first set of stairs to the right where all the greenery and shrubbery is. And you would come over here and go through the Imperial Gardens. Now, in this zone, there is a few little things that I want to teach you. First thing, follow the pavement path that's on the floor, and it will always lead you to the waypoint. So just follow that first of all. Get to the waypoint. Second thing now is when you're stood at the waypoint, you can always see either boxes like this or a full caravan like this. One of the two. And I'm going to reset this zone just to kind of show you what I mean. You will always see it next to the waypoint. The caravans, would you look at that? It's exactly the same. The caravans lead you to Dominus, which is the Act 3 boss. Look, there's your other caravan. Doesn't matter how many times you reset this, you will always be able to see a caravan or some boxes. Now, we're not going to go to Dominus just yet because there is a Trial of Ascendancy, and the Trial of Ascendancy is always in the top right corner. So the best thing to do is just head up. Just head straight north, up, up, up. Just keep going. Ideally, you want to try and go upstairs, yep, and then keep going north, and there is your trial in here. Also, don't forget in here there is a crafting recipe right here, and then once you've done your Trial of Ascendancy, there is another zone within this area called the Library. Now, if you do need some gems, it does give you access to a series of gems that you previously would not have been able to access until you get to like Act 6. If you want to do the library, you can do. There is no real navigational help within that zone, but literally I will run through this just for the purpose of this video. The main thing that you need to do is if you run straight through, you need to find Syosa, who is the one of the guardians. When I find him, give me a second. There is no navigational help in this zone. It's just a case of just venturing around trying to find him. Usually when you find, there we go. When you speak to him, he will ask you to go and find the 4 golden pages. Pick up the waypoint, Now, the 4 golden pages are always downstairs. Now, you are going to have to navigate around this zone to try and find a candle, a loose candle on one of the walls, like that. Now, it is not uh, it's not signposted or exclamation marked on your map. It's a case of that you have to be sharp-eyed. So when you run into a zone, if you can see it says loose candle, then click it. Now bear in mind, make sure you don't have Z turned off. See how I'm turning it on and off there? Otherwise you'll be here all day. Once you click it, it opens up a secret bookshelf doorway, and then down here you are then literally looking for 4 pages. One thing I will advise you, it is particularly dangerous down here. A lot of the skeletons will have a freezing pulse attack, which will freeze you. If one attack hits you, it will chill you. If a second attack hits you, it can chill you again or freeze you. So just be careful. Now, once you have received, and once you have got all 4 pages, which I am going to do here just for the purpose of this video, and once you've got all 4, you can then go back and speak to Sayosa, and he will then give you access to a bunch of new gems. He doesn't give you access to everything. He gives you access to about 90% of the store. Now, the reason for the fact that he doesn't give you access to everything is because that would be busted in Act 3. But he does give you access to quite a bit. So we have 3 of the pages so far, so I'm going to assume that the 4th page is over to the right here. This, you usually have to navigate around the entire zone to get it. However, if you are in crucial dire need of the gems that he does sell, then it's worth doing this little task. Once you've got them, you can either run back the way you came if it's not too far away, or just take the waypoint back because the waypoint is right next to him. Okay, speak to him. He will then give you a quest reward gem, which you can then take, and then he then gives you access to all of these gems. Now, as you know, if you are a veteran, this is not, or if you've played for quite a few leagues, this is not everything, but it is a lot. What I would advise though is if you do want to buy any of these, you do need to bring the currency with you. So it might be best to check what currency you need prior by hovering over the gems that you need, because he does not take the items from your stash. Okay, so you need to bring the currency to him. Once you've done that, go back to the Imperial Gardens. Once you're happy and you're settled with your new gems, and again, I've just reset this zone, and again, look, a caravan. So we're going to follow the caravan. So there's 1 caravan, 2 caravan, 3 caravan, 4 caravan, 5 caravan, follow the caravans, 6 caravan, there we go, 7 caravan, and right here will be the door for Dominus. Now, what I would like to do is once you've opened this, go inside there, and I literally very quickly just print screened this loading screen, because this tower right here is what we are going into right now. This is Dominus's tower. Now, if you look at it, it's circular shaped. Okay, and as you can see at the bottom, it's quite big. As it goes up, it gets smaller and smaller at the top. I want you to remember that, because navigating this tower is exactly the same as, if anyone remembers, it kind of looks like an oval, kind of looks like that. Do you remember the pyramid, the ancient pyramid in Act 2? Now, what I want you to think, what I want you to kind of imagine, and I'm just doing this just because it's easier to do that, there we go. I want you to split the circle into 4 like this, okay? Now what I want you to do is, in this zone right now, maybe not, yeah, no, it is the ground floor. This is the ground floor. Each floor acts in exactly the same way. Now I'm going to clear this entire bottom floor just to kind of show you what I mean. So basically, the best thing to do is do what I said in Ancient Pyramid. Head towards one corner. If you don't see it, head to the other corner. And if you don't see it, head to the other corner. Now, I know the door is there, but I'm just clearing out the entire zone so you can see what I mean in terms of the corners. There we go. So, the middle, don't really need to clear. But can you see that? I'll move it onto, I'll try and see if I can move it onto a darker bit. There we go. See it? So it's a full circle. So I'm just going to print screen that actually. And what we'll do is we will paste it in. There we go. Okay, so I've come in. The door, just for reference, is always going to be either, you see these corner quadrants? The door is always going to be in one of these four quadrants. So the first thing you do is you run in. You will straight away realize it's not in this room because you're too close to it. You'll be able to see the door if it was. So what you do is you just head to the corner. Once you get, and you can start to see the shaping of the corner. If you cannot see the door by the time you get to here, don't go through it. Just run, head for the other corner. Again, once you get to like here, if you realize you cannot see the door, run to the other corner and it will be guaranteed to be in this corner. That is literally it. You literally follow the corner route method that I explained in in the pyramid. So if you came up here, you would go down that way, that way. Now we're going to put that into theory so I can show you what I mean. So when you come up, you can tell from literally as soon as you walk in. So as you can see here, I'm in the top left. I've spawned in the top left. So first things, I'm going to go down to the bottom one. And I'm going to see if it's down there. Right there. And would you look at that? There's the door. So again, I'm in the top left again. So this time I can't go down. So I'm going to go over to this right one instead. If you get to the second room and you can't see it, I hit, yep, so it's not there. So then we're going to go down. We'll head for the bottom right corner instead. There it is. Bottom right. And this is the same on every single floor as you move up. The only way that that changes is when you get to the top floor. So on this one, I'm in the top right. So I'm over here this time. So I'm going to go over to the far left. Is it in that top corner? No, it's not. So I'm going to then go down here to the left to kind of navigate down to the far right over here. Is it down here? No, it isn't. So that must mean there's only one other place it could be, which is over in the far right corner. So it has to be in this far right corner. I've checked every other corner, and there you go. Process of elimination. Now, when you see a big apparatus, like a big apparatus in the room, that is when you then know that obviously that's a dead end, that you are at the top floor. So this method then does not work. So that top left corner, because we're getting higher, obviously was outside, so it looked a little bit different. But again, I've just gone straight across to the far left corner and I found it. And I think this is the top floor. Yes, so when you see this cage and these like slave cages moving upwards, you're at the top floor. So it's a case of, it's a straight line. So as soon as you get to this mechanism, it's a straight line. So go through this door, through the next door, round this wooden spikes, and then you're at the tower rooftop, which is the boss room for Dominus. Now, what I would advise you, if you are running, you will need some lightning resist for this boss, because he does a lot of lightning damage. So kill the first wave of monsters, then kill the second wave of monsters, Once you killed the second wave, he then decides to come down from his perch and try and kill you. Kill him once, he will then teleport over here, and he will then respawn as a alternative version of Dominus. Can't remember the name. I know that in the maps he was called the Hallowed Husk. I don't know what he's called in the axe. In the axe he is called Dominus Ascendant. Okay, there you go. So kill him, and then go through to the aqueduct, and you have then completed Act 3. Nice and easy. There was a few nice little tips and tricks there. Like I said, the best ones are the ones in the sewers. Open, open up, closed down. Just remember that. With the Solaris Temple, and you get to the waypoint, it's always north. With the Imperial Gardens, you follow the trailers, and you will always get to Dominus. And with the Lunaris Temple level 2, you will always follow in the direction of the stairs. So, like I said earlier, if the stairs go that way, then the next set of stairs will probably go that way, and the next set of stairs is probably that. It'll probably do that 95% of the time. There is the odd occasion when it's kind of gone that way, and then the last one's gone that way. It's very rare, very, very rare. Okay. Same with the golden doors. When you get through that bit, you follow, you go to the direction that's only got one cart rather than two. And then whenever you get to your first golden door, if the golden door is like that direction rather than that direction, let me reset this because it's getting a bit messy. If the door is like that way rather than that way or that way, all of the doors should be in that like direction and facing that way. Again, it's very rare that it rotates just because of the way that the tile set is programmed. It won't. It just won't. It just won't do it. So that's the end of Act 2. End of Act 3. I will finish there. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Again, as always, if I have missed anything, or if I have forgotten something, or if there's something that you may not have learned, if there's something that I may not know, or if there's a zone which I may have missed a crucial tip, by all means, throw it in the comments and I will mention it in the next video. Until we meet again, thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time.